This video is about how you can mine cost data about work orders. So first of all, let's take a look and be sure we understand what we're talking about. Here's an equipment, and on the work tab it's got a couple of work orders. If we click here, it'll take us to the work order manager, and we can see on the cost tab that there's a lot of costs associated with it. There's parts, there's personnel, happens to be no tools or contractor, but there could be. Now the customer, and going back to the plant manager, this equipment is part of Cost Center CC2. This customer wanted to have a breakdown of costs based on Cost Center, but not only that, he wanted to break it down based on position in the hierarchy. So maybe there's something with Cost Center 2 down here, but he wanted to concentrate and just drill into this part, specific parts of the hierarchy. So this is how I did it. Okay, so here's my query, and basically it's a huge query, but basically it joins the work order table to the cost center table to the 6 levels of facility, because that's what he had. He had 6 levels of hierarchy, and then he had equipment and components as well. So that's why there is 6 queries unioned in here. And when you run it, because it's based on the flat plant hierarchy table, when you run it, you get nothing. That's because the flat plant hierarchy table requires that it be activated by a report. So the flat plant hierarchy table basically produces 1 row per branch. So here's a branch, here's a branch, here's a branch, here's a branch. And if we want to do all the branches below this facility called first level, we need to run a report that calls flat plant hierarchy, like this one. It's just a dummy report, it's just blank. But after running that, when we run this, we get results. So let's look at these results. So I'd selected the first level. Let's just go back here quickly. I'd selected this as my first level. It's kind of a weird naming scheme, but that's as high up as we get. And then there's going to be 1 work order at that facility, 1 at that facility, 3 at that facility. You get the idea. 2 at these components. If we go over here more, you'll see that I only have 1 work order attached to a cost center. So that's something I learned during this. When you create a work order, you can't, if you create a work order under here, well, that's a bad example. If you create a work order under this equipment, well, it doesn't automatically get attached to Cost Center 2. You need to manually link it. New work order, you need to manually link it to this target cost center here. Then it's going to come up. Anyway, going back to our query results, this gives us all our work orders within that hierarchy that I selected. It's going to filter them by cost center. I should have put a few more in there. And then it's going to give you a whole bunch of columns you probably don't care about until you get over to part base cost standard, personnel base cost standard, and then your actual costs, and then your total base cost, and then your total base cost actual, total base cost. So if you want that query, just shoot us an email and we'll send that to you.